Welcome back to the USRR. A little bit different today. We are live. I don't see too many other people here yet, but we'll get going anyway. Just sort of like we would. Everything sort of worked out perfectly for me to want to do a live stream. I've gotten quite a few of your comments, and I thought that if some people show up today, we will be able to answer some concerns. I think we're at a point where I've done quite a bit of planning and designing over here. Wanted to see, get some people's more feedback beyond the comments. We can work together on deciding what to do next after this. Now, that's sort of like a way down the road thing, but I thought it would still be nice maybe to see what's happening. Now, I should warn you that I'm not still feeling the best, so I still have a bit of the cold. So if I have some awkward pauses here where I just go silent, it's probably because I'm taking care of my cold for a second. So I was just looking before. I don't see too many people here to participate. So what I want to do is come in here, and I want to get rid of this bit of road. Well, actually, no, that's already built, isn't it? Yeah, never mind. But I had a few comments. Let me go down through some of them about this town here, that we didn't have any loyalty, heat, or power. We do have power, but we don't have heat. And we don't have any loyalty, though we have plenty of room to squeeze it in here or there. I don't think I'm going to put in the loyalty until I get some of these roads built, and then we can worry about actually putting them in. I don't think it'll be too bad. We got this is fairly open here. This is a hill. Let me show you. Pretty steep hill right there, so it's not quite as open as you might think, but we could shove some loyalty in around here. Let's head back over this way and take a look at, we've got some power lines in this area that are a bit hard to see, but I was thinking this is our small storage for the coal, and I'm wondering if we couldn't get the power plant or heating plant somewhere over in this area. Now, previously I had put a railroad track right here just to sort of designate that maybe this area I would have the train be able to come in. One of the first train lines I want to get going is definitely to this power plant. So, but just almost equally as important would be the heat, right? If we lose all the people that live in our town here, the heat would be just as much. Let's see if we can't get like a normal heating plant in here. By normal, I mean not the small one, the regular size here. Yeah, so that's going to be kind of too big to get in. This is where our coal could come out of, or we could talk about over here. Now, I was thinking about putting it a little closer. That's 400 meters to here, so we could definitely consider having it. Yeah, what do we have? It's so much little yellow, and the white. Yeah, can't build due to infrastructure. What is there? Oh, there we go. So you could fit right there. Now the heating pipes are, let's do a T. And then my coal is on the wrong side, which is fine because we could do it this way. It won't let me. Let's do this. Let's do a little bit of leveling because that always helps it. We're going to need to level anyway. I'm going to put this. See if that helps me get it in there a little easier. It certainly turned it green. I just wanted to go a little further over towards the power lines, which it is letting me do. So, all right. Hey, Mattias, how are you? It's still morning here. The sun barely got up. It's less than an hour ago. It's not even. Well, it's not going to be sunny here today, but yeah, I'm just having my first cup. Well, my second cup of coffee. I just finished my first cup. But yes, good afternoon if you're in another part of the world. I got your comments, Matthias. Thank you for them. I'm kind of reacting to one of them right now with the heat. And let's just see. I want to go check. Let's turn this off. So how far are we from the heating plant to our first house? Well, what is that building? I don't think that's a house, but no, it could be. That's 500 feet, so I think we should probably be okay. Now, the other question is getting the coal over to here. Yeah, this should be another interesting story altogether. How do we want to do that? I'd really rather it be conveyored in. I can't be under the power lines, but I might be able to... Yeah, this is where the other idea would be, well, we can get rid of this railroad track, because we could make that work one way or the other, right? That's not how you get rid of railroad tracks, but... All right, so we have our coal comes out here. Can we... Well, that is kind of jammed in there, isn't it? All right, let's see. And by the way, yes, another comment from you, Mattias, is that we got the all of this stuff, all of these different conveyors and crossings and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I do tend to use them. I think part of the problem is I get into the almost origami-like thing that this is, you know? Yeah, see, that's going to be tough. Yeah, I think I need to go. I think going around this building's not going to work. All right, let's get rid of that road. Oops. Oh, game crashed. Huh, interesting. Deleting that little road. Let's see how fast I can get it going again. Sorry about this. I don't know. Let's see what we get when we come back. All right, maybe I can try to delete the road first, right? All right, well, that time it didn't crash the game. Always a good thing. Yeah, I think doing this on the wrong side is not the way to go. Here, wait, I can't see the chats. Let me do something else real quick. There we go. Yeah, that kind of stunk, didn't it? All right, so let's see if we can't do something else and flip this guy around. All right, we got rid of the railroad tracks. Not that we absolutely needed to, but can we... Yeah, look at that. That'll work right there, wouldn't it? See how that's attaching nicely? I don't want that footpath to attach, but... At least not yet. All right. So we'll have coal coming out of here. Now we can always do more coal, you know, and improve this somehow. Guess we could always put the heating plant further over that way if we had to, but I do like the idea of keeping it closer. Now, does that change my opinion about a bus stop or anything for these? They have a bus stop like over here. Or do we end up with just two separate buses? I do the little micro bus thing here. I don't know. Let's attach the road anyhow. If I can. Just, oops. And it's my snap, my favorite snap. Let's get rid of this railroad track a bit. And then I can... All right, so we'll reattach that at the time. So yeah, the thing is, does that change what I would do? I think they're going to be able to walk from here to here, I think, with no problem. All right. Oh yeah. 200, they should be able to walk there. Let's commit to that conveyor. All right, I'll leave that road white because we'll come in and attach it when I don't want to stop this project, if nothing else, since they're in the middle of working on it. Cool. So there you go. So there's at least part of our heat problem taken care of. Yeah, I was actually thinking of that. The only thing I would say is I don't want to spend any money that we don't have to, at least till we, because we're really running out of money. And I don't have much doubt that there's going to be pollution, but I know I'm 400. The closest thing that's going to be, and really this is not going to be producing that much. The biggest polluter we have is this heating plant. And it should be a good distance from the closest building. And I don't even know, did the universities even pick up pollution? That's 460 away. You know, the first place that they're really living is going to be 600 meters away. So yes, I will be putting in some of those. I'm just not sure, given the amount of money we don't have and very little income. Which, speaking of which, I do need to come over here and see if this bus stop got done. Right before the thing started, I set them to work on this bus stop, and then I also got them to work on this final footpath. Not that I was thinking about that footpath, kind of completely unnecessary because they have this road right here. But we get some people working in our distillery. And Pietro had a suggestion that we use fuel to crops, and I would like to talk about that when a few more people show up, hopefully. And if a few more people don't, it'll just be us couple that decide these things, I guess. So we'll see. All right. Yeah, so heat. We need to, let's finish the heat before I go too much further. Hey, Slenderman, welcome. And Happy New Year, everybody, by the way. I know it's the second day, but didn't really get a chance to say that to everybody. I think I can, let me get rid of this road, put in another one. Oh, that's a little bit further, right? And we can come like this. Now that can be, yeah, these could be dirt roads, right? Come off of there. All right, that guy can get attached that way. This power substation's there. There's a switch just for future. Like, I know this town's going to grow, so we'll be able to just peel off of there for wherever we want our power to go next. But then let's see if the heating plant could fit right in there, right? I think that'll, or the heat exchanger. Where's our road? Yeah, can you attach? Okay, well, come on. Yeah, maybe we do the, let's see what the level looks like. I think it's fighting me because the levels. Yeah, we're on the side of a hill. Okay, not sure if that's going to help much, but yes, it did. Did exactly what I wanted it to do. All right, so there's our heat exchanger, and then we have a, let's turn this back off. We have this line. All right, so I'm thinking we can go pretty much parallel to it. Let's go up 1, 2, 3 is my normal. I think I'm hitting the power lines, right? Yeah. How's that look? Yeah. Getting kind of busy right there. make sure it's straight this way, and then see if we can't do a nice turn in. What? Yeah, a little bit further, I think. Nah, I missed. What? Here we go. No, it was too far. What? You would think that rubbing it right there would do the thing, but it wants it like somewhere in a weird spot almost. Let's see, can I make that look? I don't want it to go up in the air. I kind of want it to just go like right in there. How's that look? Yeah, that should be all right. If we have to get something past there, I think we can. All right, so there we go. So we will have heat if all that works. Hey, Mike. Welcome. Sorry to hear you have to leave, but it's all understandable, and I missed this spot right here, didn't I? Yeah, that's... I guess I have to delete it that whole way. All right, does that look reasonable? I think so. Looks better. All right, so let's commit to the pipe there, right? And there we go. So we should have some heat. So problem number one taken care of. Bus stops, yes, we could use... We do have this little bus stop here, and then... That one really should be able to handle all of this stuff. I think like a lot of times with the mine, you're almost better off just doing it, you know, that like just with when it comes to the mine, just busing right to the mine, but we'll see. So we could either do the busing direct, or we have this little bus stop here. Now, as far as up here goes, I'm going to guess that like these two, but I don't want to get into too much because I don't want to attach these roads until these other roads are done being built. So we'll wait on that. And that's sort of the same story here when it comes to busing. What do you guys think? Do we think the smaller bus stops are better, bus platforms, I should even say, and then have it where you're just more specific with who can go where, and we could even try to control how many people show up at each bus stop if we really need to. But I definitely want to make sure we have a bit of one bus stop just to be a priority of this power plant and the heating. Maybe we could stick that kind of over here by the substation. Small bus platform. Or was that the regular one I picked? Yeah. Do it this way. Right, again, I don't want to actually build it. So there's a bus platform for one thing, and we could probably even plan on maybe another one like over here. Again, I'm going to hit shift just so it doesn't going on. But you were green. I guess you're not green. The snow definitely does make it harder to see, I think. There you go. Look, as soon as I hit the control, it goes away. All right, well, I'll build you with the road attached then, if that's the way you want to be about it. Maybe does the road cause this to level itself somehow a little bit different, I guess? Well, I don't know how much future we need in the sense of, you know, like when it comes to the bigger bus stops, they just get jammed up with buses so bad that I've found that it's like better typically to have like 6 smaller bus stops than a big one, unless you have like just massive numbers of people, and keeping in mind that the future is rail, right? Like to me, the future is not is not going to be more busing. It's going to be a railroad set up somehow in here. Matter of fact, it might even be an argument against my my heating plant. But yeah, I would definitely be more concerned about saying, okay, where can we put in a rail station around this town to get as many people into it as we can, because that's just the more reliable way to get people out here during the winter and everything else, and just to move large numbers of people to these different things would be to get a nice train loop going somehow, or a couple train loops out of town there. Hello, Slavkodimatus. Hello. I think I probably got that a little bit close, I hope. Hey, Mr. Fibble, welcome. Yeah, Mr. Fibble, I tend to agree. Like, the two bus stops that I plopped down here, I think will be pretty good as far as that goes. You know, like, and again, the future is rail. Like, once we get some steel production going and can really afford it, let's see, we're not doing so great on our money. Speaking of can't afford it, did we not get this done yet? Nah, we're just really... Why is the construction stopped? Did something happen? We're just working on these roads. Are they? Oh, did we forget to turn people off? Yeah, this is annoying. This is really where I'd like to have another construction actually working on these roads, huh? Might consider moving our thing pretty shortly here. Alright, so I don't know what other ones we have assigned to it. That looks like this one. Oops. I'd like to do that. Hit that minus sign to reduce the number of workers. Yeah, so that's the kind of thing I tend to do off camera during a regular thing. It's just, now this one we need to have people come up for that one, right? How about this one? Yeah, kind of unfortunate those are such short things. Yeah, we'll try to get, let's just at least get, yeah, this one's not attached, is it? Yeah, that's sort of a problem there. We could go this way. Well, why isn't this one? This one's not attached because I wanted to build this first, and then I'll attach this, which is blocking. And then we need to get this road to here, so I'll have to remember to do that. Let me see if I understand. Mr. Fibble, but if your town services and coal mines, then the past, present, future would be bus. If your town services coal mines... I don't know. I mean, I've brought, you know, trains up to the coal mines in the past. You know, as long as they get relatively close, people can walk up there. But we'll see. And it could be a combination, right? I mean, I don't think we would get rid of the buses necessarily because, you know, they do potentially, we would just still have them go to the heating plant or something. But as far as like future-proofing things, I think I'm thinking about rail. The other thing I was thinking about with some of the different comments, I think this was Pietro's comment, was to do the fuel to, or, you know, coal, or I'm sorry, crops to fuel. And what I'm thinking of is that might be a good excuse for a whole nother town that's over this way. If we look at our map, all right, one of the problems we have is this is where our iron ore is, like kind of way on the other side of this river, like, and it's a fair distance, right? Like that's not, I know it doesn't look that big in some ways, but if you guys have played the game before, you know, like that's, you know, now it's kind of right in front of us on this hillside over here. So I'm thinking what we could possibly do is like over in this area, just to be able to expand another step, we could put some farms and whatnot in here. Let me go put this, you know, this area is not terribly hilly or anything that we couldn't have farm fields in here. All right. And then be able to like do that to turn it into some fuel at that point. I think that might be an interesting idea. Let me know what you guys think. So there we go. So what else do I have on my list? I wrote down a bunch of the different comments. Shipping. Sullivan mentioned shipping from the border, and that isn't actually a good idea. Like, we could definitely, rather than trucking, which could be a major pain, we could certainly talk about getting a port in here somewhere, right? I'm not sure exactly what would be best. At some point, our bridge would mess us up, but, we could still come up into here potentially, or even down here. Now, by the time we come to here, it's not saving us that much from, not that far from the border, but certainly could we get a, shipping thing going over into here? That would be kind of interesting. And all of those, I think, yes, it's all kind of attached. If we look at like this is a big loop right there. So this is actually an island, I guess, or a couple different islands. One main kind of island right there. So yeah, we could ship stuff in fairly far into there. That would be a good idea. A little bit confused by this comment that I got, which was, I don't think the warehouse. Let's go back over to here. The warehouse didn't connect. I don't know what they're talking about. And then they talked about the cement plant, but the cement plant I didn't connect. Or I connected the cement plant here with the dry bulk conveyor over to there. And as far as the stuff that the cement plant will need, we have the incoming is from the coal is like right here. And then the gravel is coming from this way. So I'm not sure what wouldn't be connected. Now this is the asphalt plant, and this is the concrete plant. And that's fine, I think. I don't really need or want another connection there, right? So we'll see. Hello, Pietro. I don't know if you just missed it, but I mentioned your idea with the fuel to use crops to get fuel, and I think I like the idea. But rather than jam it in over here, which is just really our starting kind of thing, but you're probably even right. It might have been a better choice, but by the time I got your comment, our distillery here was already built, so it wasn't like I wasn't going to destroy it to put in the fuel thing. But what I'm thinking of is it would be a good excuse. I don't want to repeat myself too much, but maybe we have a town that's off in this area. It's relatively flat over there, and it would be the excuse to kind of leapfrog and do something with the ground so that we could then make our next step. So in other words, when I'm pointing on the map up here, when I'm pointing here, I mean, like right in this area, we could do the fuel. We could have like a bunch of farms and whatnot. And then as we that would get us closer to construction offices and whatnot to get iron going over here. Because we really do need to get that iron going. Now, where's our other coal? Yeah, our coal, we have enough coal over there to make it work one way or the other. But I feel like we should probably, and we could try to build, the next town being all the way over here, but that's, I don't know, it seems to me like that's a lot, Hello, Jack, I don't know. I like your name. Is that your play on I don't know, Jack? If so, I like it. And if not, I sort of like it because I thought that that's what it meant, and it's I don't know, Jack. Or Jack, I don't know. So, to keep going with some of these comments, Sean. Yeah, so I'm not real sure which connections I'm missing. If you guys, I mean, I'm sure there is. I always discover these things, but I'm pretty sure I got most of my connections. I know I left some things undone because, yeah, I don't want to make the road projects too much more complicated than they already are. Let's see if we solved our problem with this bus stop getting done. Yeah, there we go. We're working on it again. At least we got the excavator over there. Hopefully we'll get some people. So I want to get that fired up so we can get this going. The wintertime really does kind of stink, doesn't it? I need 1 second. Had to blow my nose, which may happen a few more times. I don't know if I have COVID or not, or had COVID, but it's certainly... I had the flu and or COVID. It's kind of funny to me that you can't tell the difference, and that for decades of my life we've had the flu and they didn't shut everything down for it. That's just my own personal opinion. But I had the COVID, I think. Maybe it was the flu again. And it's, I don't know. If it was Omicron, it certainly wasn't any worse than a normal flu. Just at this point, I'm at that point where, like, for like a couple hours, you feel great. Like you want to go up and, you know, go out running. And then next thing you know, you're just like, you know, 2 hours later, you feel bad again. You know, so that's where I'm at this point with it. Is that up and down, you know, like 1 minute I'll be sitting here happy talking to you guys. Next minute I'll be sitting here sweating talking to you guys, you know, like, so we'll see. I'm definitely getting better though, which is good. All right. So, we are here. We are looking at this. I'm going down my list. Somebody else mentioned people are buying TVs and radios, and I'm not sure. This happens to me fairly often when I get some comments. You guys are watching what I did days before, and I guess I was talking about the cinema and getting, you know, the fact that we like tuned down the cinema and people's culture was going up. Cultural enjoyment is at 94. I didn't think that the radio and the TV had anything to do with your culture unless you had a radio station that was, or TV station or whatever else that was broadcasting in order to give you culture or whatever else you were broadcasting, right? So like, I just thought the TV and the radio were happiness things. So I'm not sure if that's still true or not. Our government loyalty is up to 29%, which is nice. I'm not liking our unemployment, but I'm really wanting this bus stop to get done as well over here. Oh, there it is. Good. Now we got this road done. We don't need that, not to get started. So let's go here. I don't think there's any difference if you prioritize one over the other. Let's see about... Let's send a few extra to the food factory for now. But we'll have to keep an eye on this because it'll be a little bit of a balancing act, I guess you could call it. So there are a few things we want to do. I want to find the vehicle that's the bus that's coming here. All right. This is the bus platform. I want to do need more vehicles. That's what we need. New stop. Yeah, let's click this. All right, so I want to have. Yeah, I think that's, what is this called? Yeah, Independence Bus Stop 2. So let's get. Yeah, where are you at right now? You're coming up this way. So let's let this guy drop off his 32 workers. So he's getting pretty good workers, but I also want to duplicate that, right? I don't want to yank that bus stop out from under him when he's, not that it matters that much, but where are we going anyway, right? Slanderman's drinking beer. I'm sitting here. It's too early in the morning for beer. Plus I'm still kind of sick. Not that beer couldn't go with sickness. I was disappointed. I didn't drink at all on New Year's Eve. Not that I normally drink that much, but I was planning on having a drink and a cigar, and I never got to have it with a friend of mine. So maybe I'll have to have a cigar one of these days anyhow. All right, so there we go. So I get rid of this food factory from there. Yeah, get people out at... Oh, I deleted the wrong thing. Deleted the wrong one. So now, food factory, delete that. No, what is going on here? Why do I keep deleting the wrong one? Oh, discard changes. Well, that'll do it. Yeah, all right, so let's get out these people. It almost looks like a prisoner. Like white striped shirt. All right, so that should get them to drop off here, and then they should divide the people between the two, and then... So we got a ZIL 158. Can we still buy ZIL 158s? I want to double the busing that we have here. ZIL 158. Apply changes. All right, and then start this guy up. Line spacing, good. All right, we'll get rid of this guy. Good, so now we'll have 2 buses taking people out here, so that should be quite a few. Hopefully that doesn't cause us any other issues. All right, how is our food holding up here? And then the other thing I want to do is when it comes to these trucks, get them to do food and alcohol. Now we're getting a little more complicated here, so let's load food or alcohol and take it up to the border. And since we're obviously not keeping up, right, because we're maxed out on our food, we'll see what happens, but let's get another truck because I have a feeling, even if we don't need it right this minute. Yeah, I'm not real good about remembering to save those changes, are I? No, let's just get out of there. All right, so now let's buy another truck. Should be able to launch him from there. Yep. Good. So now we're going to be taking a little bit more stuff out to the border once the winter time's over, especially. And hopefully that second bus, I mean, I've been seeing, you know, a fair amount of unemployment. Let's go up to here and see. I think I took off in the last episode all of the unspecified. Yeah, none of these are specified where people are going to go anymore. And how's our population? Yeah, no, still not an issue. We got plenty of room for people while we're building that. And let's take a look. Yep, no constructions assigned. Let's keep that not to be a thing. We could build into town there. This one's done, so we can hook that up in a second. You might as well build that one, even though it's sort of redundant. Now that this is built, let's do that, right? And so we can also assign this. That'll be an actual project for them. Good. So now he has plenty of stuff to do. We'll leave that open up there and hopefully remember. New vehicles. What the heck is that? Meteor 342. Is that a train or is that a boat? I can't even really tell. It looks like a boaty train. All right. Not going to worry about it too much right now. Hey, Goldgraver. Sorry I didn't see your quote a little bit or thing a little bit earlier. How are you doing? Carol Sonny, welcome. If you're just here to spam that stuff, then I'm going to boot you. So what is that VAS F Tech? Since I don't know your name anyway, right? There we go. All right, so we've got our exports going. Hydroplane boat. Okay. I've never really been on a hydroplane boat. I don't know if you guys, I know that, you know, they have the bigger ones, the, what do you call it? The ones that carry the cars. Ferries. I know they have some of those big hydroplane ferries are pretty damned impressive. And my cousin's boat gets up on a plane like it does, you know, which is kind of like a hydroplane, but not truly. You know, like a lot of boats have trim tabs that actually will bring all but like the back end of them out of the water, and then you can use those trim tabs to, like, depending on the conditions and the speed you want to go exactly, like, you know, to hold the water. Here, hold on one second. Let's take care of Corral Sunny. There we go. So we deleted the message, and if Corral Sunny does it again, we'll ban him from the channel. All right. I'm doing okay. I've been having a cold, Goldgraver, answering your question. But other than that, I'm doing better, and that's a good thing. And what else do I have? One more comment, I think. Oh, crime and justice. Yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't. I did even check today. I saw that B-Ball Joe had a thing about it. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it yet. I just saw that he had one. So I came in here to look and saw that it doesn't, at this point it's not operative, at least not for me. Now, I think I'm on the experimental. I don't really check in a while. So we'll see. I do stay away from some things when they're brand new. And the only reason I wouldn't do it is if it's causing a problem with the map. Like I might have to wait at least until we have some more money coming in, because I don't want to destroy the map because we didn't start with it in the beginning. And then if we have to do a lot of modifications when we have like no money, that's sort of an issue. So you guys have watched the episodes, I'm assuming. Maybe that's a bad assumption. But do you have an opinion about what we work on first? Obviously, I think getting into town here and getting that built is the first thing, because we need people to do that kind of stuff. And then the next thing, I think my vote is that we do the power plant first, right? And you can kind of see I'm building towards that. The other thing to do would be to get in here and do the gravel quarry. But I'm thinking, just for the sake of our money and the, sake of things progressing as quickly as possible, that we would come in here, get this power plant going, which means that we could start exporting some power, which might be nice. So you're saying, Pietro, that we would try to just build with lumber when it comes to this town up here? Like, we don't really have a town there yet, but like, let's just say that this area is where it would be. Let's put on the geography, I keep calling it that, topography. Yeah, see, this is, I could definitely picture like a town in here, where we're relatively flat enough, wherever the town is exactly. But then, farm fields, I think we could see, like just turning this whole area into farm fields. With another thing, this may be a good place to do. I want to do those cattle farm. Where's the meat, livestock? Right, I want to try these cattle fields that just produce cattle without any crops. Like, I think that might be neat to do over here too. And it doesn't have to be like one town. We could have multiple. But we're gonna have to have like meat packing anyway. Maybe we have like just a sort of like an agricultural industrial town kind of thing, where this will be, coal town. Oh, do you guys have I don't necessarily mean to end up calling this new town, though I do right near me, not too far, and a lot of places in America. I live near Newtown. It's, Newtown Square, we usually call it, but it's technically Newtown Township. I don't know why they call it Newtown Square, but that's kind of a different question for a different YouTube video. But yeah, so if you guys have an idea, now Mount Rever, I don't mind that idea, of course, because I am the Grand Premier and certainly should have many things named after myself here in in our wonderful United Soviet Republic of Reverstan, right? Not like I'm against naming things after myself, but was wondering if you guys had an idea. When I've called this Coal Hill, it just because of my being a little bit of a history buff. Gettysburg had Culp's Hill, which was really a very important hillside. If you've ever been to Gettysburg or know about the battle there, it went on for like 3 days, and this Culp's Hill was like kind of pivotal to a lot of those days. Like it was like the anchor for the right hand side of the Union line there. So there was quite a bit of fighting on Culp's Hill. But other than that, it has nothing to do with what we're doing here. And just wanted to see if you guys had an idea for the name of this new town. Hey, 500 people. Nice. Thanks for pointing that out, Matthias. That's good. Yeah, so exactly, Matthias. By the way, when I was going back to the other point from a little while ago with the what do we do first? Yeah, I'm thinking we could just buy coal direct, just buy it, like import it with the funds. Well, not build it with the funds, but we could, just import coal, get it going, get the just no different than we're doing with like the heating plant. Get the heating plant going, buying coal, and then the next thing we would work on would be getting the coal mine going, getting this, and then it sort of leaves the question too, like, what do you guys think about the borrowing the money? Like, at some point, I don't mind, though it may slow down the number of episodes that I'm able to make if we go the slow route, which I really personally do not mind. I'll sit here and watch YouTube videos and watch my little trucks go around building stuff, and I'll have a blast. It doesn't make for the most exciting YouTube videos, however. Hold on one second. Yeah, I love the flu. Sorry about that. So I guess what I'm asking is how much debt do we want to go into? It's I don't want to just run it up endlessly. This power plant alone is going to cost us a good amount of money. 300 steel almost, and then the mechanical components and electrical components on top of it. We're going to be borrowing money just to get the power plant going, and then this all of this other stuff is not necessarily, it's certainly not free. It's not as expensive as maybe the power plant, but by the time we get all these conveyors hooked up, it's going to be a lot of money. And I'm thinking that we just sort of maybe put a halt to it there until we've got a good stream of money coming in, and are at least comfortable that we can pay back all of these loans that we would take, right? The coal pimple. I mean, that definitely got an extra point because it made me laugh. So, yeah, coal pimple. I mean, it certainly is a bit of a pimple of coal there, isn't it? Now, somebody else made a comment. Not one of the guys I recognize the name is like, does this look like Finland? And I responded, well, I have no idea. I've never been to Finland. Pictures I've seen of Finland, it could. Does Finland have any kind of features like this? I know there's some features that are very odd in the world. I've mentioned this, I think, back in the first episode. It wouldn't put past me that you would have a hill like that in some certain geography, where I'm not going to get into a whole geography thing, why that's possible, but I don't doubt that this could have been a mountainous area in Finland, and then over the years, things got worn down. You end up with, these certain areas where coal or diamonds and all that kind of stuff would be prevalent in a certain hill. No idea if that's at all like Finland, but it certainly seems like this part, and even the fact that it's coastal, certainly could be Finland. I mean, I know when I've seen TV shows or whatever else I've seen from Finland, it's certainly got a lot of pine trees, and I could see where this looks like Finland. But yeah, I've watched some rally races from there, and they're kind of looks like it to me. So I don't know, and I'm not sure why they were asking me if it looks like Finland anyway. So to auto build the power plant, we're talking 257,000, which is probably similar to fund it either way, because I don't think you really save yourself that much money when it comes to these things. And one thing that we definitely want to talk about, I know we're only in normal speed here, but that guy is womping along at an amazing 10 kilometers an hour max speed across the bridge in the wintertime. So we definitely want to talk about a better bridge system. And yeah, I think one of the first things maybe we could build over here. Are we done the road? Yeah, let's go get this guy to build this road. This goes into a small technical office, which if we get that guy going, and then where's our other technical office? I think it's here. All right, but we're still working on this road. So maybe we get this technical office going sooner than later. just so we can get that. But other than that, I plan on running the money down, and again, I don't know. To me, it seems like you could go either way as far as your money goes, where you could just keep running it up the debt, but you just can't be buying like all the dumb stuff. Like you almost have to be, and it's not dumb stuff, but like the gravel quarry is really not going to, it's going to save us some money, but it's not going to be the kind of thing that in and of itself is going to become a big, huge money maker to help pay off the loans, right? Like it's more of a base effect kind of thing. That's why you're better off going for oil and the refinery and exporting fuel and stuff, because there's just many more better things to improve. Speaking of which, one of the really good things to export, and we could talk about our little industrial kind of crops town where we're making fuel, and another big thing would be clothing. Clothing is really not a bad thing. It takes a lot of stuff to get the clothing, but you can import the chemicals or, to it. You don't have to do anything too fancy there, but clothing is a nice little profit maker. And it's, because they're so expensive, it's worth driving them with a truck all the way to the border. Hey, Dennis, welcome. Hello. Oh yeah, we definitely need a loan. Just how much loan do we allow ourselves? Do we keep going? Like I said, and I don't mind, I don't mind running things forward. I know some people don't like, it's one of the reasons I'm doing this, because I know some of you don't like the fact that I skip ahead. Antonio mentioned it. I don't do it to try to speed things up overly much. I still want it to be a nice, relaxed adventure, but this really, truly, even if we go up to full speed here, I can't just sit there and talk about this like forever on a normal episode. Like I feel like I just have to cut it down a little bit, right? So the problem will be is if we choose to not go into too much debt, it's just going to be like slower, probably a little bit more jumpy ahead, where if we just like plow ahead borrowing as much money as we possibly can, letting the number of people we have be our slowest point, it sort of changes the whole complexion of how the whole thing moves forward. Yeah, exactly, Pietro. And I think your fuel idea, I don't know, I have to look at exactly. Let's see, do I have any fuel mods? Well, I guess it would be under, well, let's just do mods. All right. And then construction office, cinema. Would it be factory or refinery? Yeah, I'd like if you guys have an opinion about a good Gulag Stoneworks. I like the sound of that. That's where we could put the people we don't like, huh? Oh, which is another thing Pietro brought up we could talk about in a minute, is the quarries and my opinion about them, and wood pitch extraction, right? There we go. Wood gas converter, but that didn't work so well in the last one. I'm not sure. I'd like to find, there we go, biofuel plant. That's from our friend Off the Rails. I haven't seen him. I know he still has his YouTube channel a little bit. He did a few like Timberborn videos, I think it was. But I haven't really seen him since I came back, which I miss him. He was always nice to have. Plus, we had our own creative modder, right? It made me feel special as a YouTuber. I had a guy helping me with mods and, like taking suggestions from all you guys. It sort of added to the community at that point, that's for sure. So in any event, biofuel plant. Yeah, if you have a good idea for a biofuel plant, we could definitely use that one. But if there's one that's, I don't want it to be too OP or anything. Just, something that would be nice. Yeah, charcoal kiln. We don't need that. We got plenty of coal. Alumina. Yeah, we got the little alumina refineries and then our cattle fields. Oh, so one of the comments, and it's certainly a good one, and I don't really have any issue. The suggestion is that we could have they made the modded, this is gravel processing, where you have the input conveyors that can come from the thing. The only reason I don't think that's as realistic, I live near a quarry. Radomir even pointed this out too. The problem with the conveyors is that it's you still need a truck most of the time. Like the quarry near me, this massive hole in the ground, right? And it's like they're constantly blowing up with dynamite the next section of stone. Well, you can't have your quarry too close to that. And then those backhoes that are loading up these trucks or that would be loading up your quarry, they don't travel very quickly, right? They're just loading. They're just swinging around, load, load, load. Well, that dump truck makes perfect sense at that point, like because it's completely mobile, where to build a quarry just doesn't make a huge amount of sense. Now, I would be kind of curious to see if do they have a mod? I thought about this like before when I was thinking about this in the last few days. It could be if you put a loading thing to save some distance, right? Where you would somehow have a quarry, aggregate unloading going right into a conveyor that would then go into this. Then I feel like that would be a little more realistic. And I don't think it's bad either way. I mean, it's all representative, but. And to be honest, the dump trucks, they don't bother me. I like the way it looks. The trucks loading the stone into here. I think it's all kind of cool. Certainly, as I said in my comment, all just purely a matter of opinion. If you have the quarry hooked up to it and that makes you happy, it's certainly completely valid. I don't feel like it's unrealistic. I just feel like the trucks are a little bit more realistic than just the conveyors would be. Research chemicals, yes. I think let's go see how our university's doing, as a matter of fact. Yeah, burn that message. Okay. New kind of train. We're a little ways off train. You know what? I feel better doing normal speed here at this moment because I get too distracted and then bad things happen. Yeah, how is our university doing? Yeah, we can study this. This does take professors off of teaching students, but we got way more professors than we do students. So the reason I say that, I don't want to get too. Yeah, look, we're down to 64 university educated people. We're losing them. We're in February. Let's just do all time, and I'll show you. Look at that dropping off there. It's a little hard to see, I'm sure, but it is. Like, we were up at probably 90 or something at one point, and now we're down to 64. Now, let's see. Do we have more looking in here? 64 there. So, we are just not getting... I mean, I guess we have 16 to 21-year-olds, and we don't have that many of them. We're up to 45 now, but we're just not getting anybody educated. And I might have mentioned this. I know I mentioned it in the last few episodes. So hopefully that's fine. We'll keep going with this anyway because I don't think it's really affecting it. But we do have students, and they're, it's just hopefully we'll get them all educated. There's no reason we should be having a problem. And 64 is plenty, right? It's not like and for a while there we were going up real nice. It's not like we didn't. We just sort of hit this spot in our population growth, I guess, and maybe we have gotten a few and they've just been replaced kind of thing. Like somebody died, and we've gotten a few new ones. So hopefully we'll see. Can we tell how many plus 21-year-olds were? Adults who can study, 0. Children who cannot study. What does that mean? So we got 34 children that cannot study at the university. See, we're cutting ourselves off. Okay, well, we'll see. We don't need that many, but we are, every time I've looked in here, we've had professors. Now we're cutting it down, but we'll see. I don't want to hurt ourselves too much in that sense, but we do need to keep a close eye on that. Let me read some of the comments here. Yes, by the way, Dennis, I did go a little bit back, but Happy New Year to you as well, Dennis. Research the chemicals. Okay, we're doing that. You could do 4 times speed lapses. Yeah, we could. I have thought about that. One of the only issues too with the time lapsing kind of thing is it like, where do I look, right? Because and when I've done it before, it ends up looking terrible because it's. I guess you could. Your point is that you could do it at a slower speed because I don't usually sit here just watching something. And even when I watch my own video, it just becomes annoying because then I'm not watching what I want to watch at that moment. If that makes sense. Like, in other words, a lot of times I just sit here like this, watching this, because I'm really watching another TV show or whatever else, another YouTube video or whatever it is. So I'm just sitting here like this. I guess I could be more conscious of it. But give it a try, right? It certainly could be worth it. Like kind of sitting there like this, just watching it. Like, I don't know. It's not, like I've said, it's not that much isn't really happening anyway. So, all right, well, good. So now we have the summertime. Got our speed back up a little bit. We've still got some projects here. Oh, good. We got this road done. I think we agreed that we're going to do this. So I think I assigned that, but we'll get that one going more ASAP. And then we probably should get this worked out, right? Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that part right there for now. Hopefully that doesn't create too... All right, so let's commit to that, and then we'll assign this guy to get done. Yes, Pietro, it's not a bad idea. Or Matthias, that's not a bad idea. Quarry equals big rocks. Not sure what you mean by that, Dennis. Well, the quarry has the trucks inside, not from the quarry to the crusher. Yeah, and I understand what you're saying. And like I said, it's really a matter of opinion when it comes to how you do your quarry, and that's why I'm not saying it's better or worse. For where the quarry that I have near me, it's all sort of in the same place, right? The crusher isn't in some remote location. It's just when the trucks drive up, they put the rocks into the crusher. You know what I mean? So it's just like this. It's just that all of this is considered the quarry, right? Like, they go down. Well, this is like a big, huge hole, like down into the ground. They go get the rocks and then they come back up and dump them off into a conveyor that takes them into, well, just like this. Well, it's hard to see, but just like it is pictured here is what the quarry like me is like. But yeah, so I guess it depends on how you picture that, right? Is a quarry, the quarry in some ways is the rock crusher is part of that, I think. I guess that's a matter of opinion too. Yeah, I think we're okay with the people too, Matthias. Students are all young. Yeah, I think we're okay. Just every time I look, I go off and it's not really been that long, but now it's been 6-8 months and I just see like less and less educated. It's like right now, like well, there we go. We got a couple more educated. No sooner do I speak. It's just, I'm not really paying attention to it. I keep coming back and there's less and I'm wanting more, and I know it's not the end of the world because we still have 66 of them, but I want more of them. I want 120, not to be going the direction we're going. So, and as if you guys have watched the last few episodes, it's mostly been all designing this stuff, and that's why we're here today, right? Because this gives everybody a chance to state their opinions and see what we think. Get some good feedback from you guys. I do have. I don't know what difference this makes. I did change the government loyalty to plus 20%, or you have to be at least 20%, because I figure not many people are much over that, right? So that's sort of an issue for us, right? Like if we look at our average loyalty, which you can't tell from the buildings until we get a secret police center. If we were to come here and look, I mean, actually, I'll just look here. Our whole government loyalty is now 30%. So I don't want to exclude too much. And like I said, the big thing is we have students waiting now because we're researching the chemicals. But every time I look, I've had professors, and I've had it where we've only had 5 professors in the past, and I never had this issue. But like you guys are saying, I think it's a matter of demographics, and we just don't have that many teenagers that are 16 to 21. So I think it's just a matter of we're not really past our first baby boom. It hasn't really settled in fully to where they turn into adults. So I think I'm just jumping the gun on worrying about that. Okay, Dennis, I'll take a look for that quarry mod that's as an entrance and exit road. Yeah, that's kind of an interesting idea. I could see where that would make sense. Like that would be kind of cool to have it where you could sort of cause the traffic to float around as opposed to does it go a little bit quicker where they can kind of go right through it? That would be nice. One thing that's slightly annoying about the game, which is understandable, I'm sure there's programming reasons, if nothing else, why you would have the like with the once one vehicle tries to pull out of here, like the other ones coming in have to stop. It would be kind of cool if they had in and out where that wouldn't be an issue, because once like the outgoing guy wouldn't interfere with the incoming guy. That could make things a lot more efficient at something like the quarry, especially when you start trying to ramp it up and you got like 6 trucks coming in there from each one or 4 from each one. You can end up with like quite the traffic jam getting in and out of here, which sort of seems like your biggest issue in a way. Which, speaking of which, really, this is really not the best. I really should do this a little bit different. Let's just yeah, I'll redo that. Let's send this guy right up this way. So I want a bigger. Can I curve you nicer? Meh. Looks like heck from that angle, doesn't it? I think it has to do with the slope as much as anything else. All right, we'll just ignore it. We'll only look at it from this angle where it looks kind of nice. Right, and then I'll put this one in. So that way we have a little bit more of a driveway coming in here, because when these trucks sit here, I don't want them stopping the traffic any worse than they need to. Right. Good. New vehicle type, another train. All right, how are we doing on our constructions? And then we'll check up on these guys eventually. I don't know why I keep closing this. Aggregate storage, did we get done? No, we didn't get done the roads. No, so we're working on it. At least it's summertime. Now, the other thing to talk about is, we still have plenty of money. I think until we take out the first loan, why don't I just sort of focus on, we're going to need to take out a loan. And then once we take out the loan, then it becomes time to really focus on getting those things built. Like, in other words, we're not paying any interest right now, so I'm just gonna go a little bit slower, and then once the first loan goes out, we'll start ramping up the whole loan thing. But let's see, did we make any alcohol? We didn't check that. Yeah, we are. Yeah, so how are our crops doing? All right, our trucks are busy-ish. Yeah, so are we going to make it? It's only March, and we're using it up pretty fast. We have alcohol in here. This is one of our exporting trucks. Good. Now, you guys are told to wait, right? Yeah, so you'll wait there if you're... Yeah, so we'll have to keep an eye on this. We're not really... Yeah, so we are taking some small amount of alcohol. Let's see how it looks like on our economy. Let's just do this year. Export. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of alcohol. And that's, we use up more crops as part of the problem with the alcohol. So part of my concern is that we're going to use up all of the crops that we have. And then one of the things I didn't do because we were just building all vanilla, especially to get started, is we don't really have enough enough silo to really expand this too much. So we should probably talk about that at some point. You know, getting this going a little bit more. There we go. So we're starting to plant. Yep. Yeah, we just got 3 of them planted, so now we're doing the next 3 very shortly. Good. Yes, 100% happiness has been happening pretty regularly for us. I think we're not having an issue. Our health keeps floating around 90, which I guess is all the better we're going to get it at this point. I do get some comments about the orphanage, and yes, I am aware that it would possibly help grow in the population, but it would also cost us a fair amount of money, whereas I think they put it over here, right? Yeah. I'm not sure that it's really worth spending that much money to grow the population, because a lot of times it ends up that you just end up with too many people anyway. It's when you're building everything like we are here, it really takes a lot longer to get all this stuff built. The other thing I could probably do, yeah, we could probably talk about, do we want to ramp this guy up? Right? I mean, at this point, we could buy some vehicles for in here, or at least get ready to. I don't think it'll have a bus, but I will assign that anyway. Yeah, and we don't have well, we're going to build a whole gravel quarry up there, so I guess, but we could talk about, all right, we'll just assign these things for now so that it's got some place to go in case we, here. So one of the things we could do is possibly build the gravel thing first. Not the gravel quarry, but the gravel storage. All right, so at least that's assigned anyway. Do we then get another dump truck or two maybe into here? I know that's going to cost us money. All right, but it's going to speed everything up a little bit. Let's get 2 dumpers. All right, so now they're going to drive back and go get stuff, but then let's see, what do we, oh look, we got that done. Good. Well, what do we want next? People. Yeah, we can't really assign. I can assign this one maybe. All right, what else would we want to do next? I don't know. Maybe this one. Oh, look, we got our thing built. So let's see if we can't. Let's get rid of this road. Now, hopefully these things don't catch on fire, do they? I mean, if it does, then we're just done. But it's nothing I can do. Right, so this is actually a little storage thing. Yeah, you know what, we can even store coal. All right. And then commit to that. So there we go. So this coal thing will be a busy place. It's going to be splitting it between 3 different things. This is where the coal will come back out of here and end up going into this storage. And then get divided again there to go into our brick factory and our cement. What I was thinking of is we could work towards getting, thing I was talking about is this this is the large aggregate storage. I could get this going so we could auto purchase gravel from here. We could also talk about getting just the construction things going potentially. And then let's go back over to here, get this power plant. Well, that's where I want to hold off. Like, if I start working on the power plant, we're almost instantly going to have to take out the loan, where I think I'm kind of better off just working off into town a little bit more before we take out that first loan and start costing us more money. All right, I'll take a look. Let me write that down, Dennis. Thank you. I'll write down gravel. Good. Gravel processing with turnaround. Very good. Yeah, if it happens, I guess it happens. But again, I'm not sure, other than it just being a poor design, right? Just because if you have a quarry, if you have the road, I mean, if you have the thing there, it's going to block that. Like there's no way in and out of this thing if you're using all four sides of it. The fact that we're using it so much, probably, I should have probably considered a bigger storage right there, to be honest. But we'll see how that works out. I haven't really used them that much. We'll see. It's only stores 180. We'll see what happens. I have a feeling our coal, when we get this initial setup, our coal is going to be a bit disappointing. I have a feeling, because you really almost need trains to get enough people up to this. You know, it's up to what? It doesn't say it right there, but like 220 people can go to this. There's just no busing in the world that's going to maintain 220 people for 3 shifts in that kind of a place. All right, so what was I going to do? I was going to go take this guy and that's right. I wasn't going to do that because, yeah, we want to get this done. Shrink that. And did we assign this road to that guy? Yeah, we can. Yeah, so this guy would be good to work on roads. And this guy can get working on the buildings. So as we get more of these buildings built. Now, we didn't have loyalty, and I know that, so we still have to add loyalty here, but we got the heat done in the beginning of the episode. Beginning of the live stream, I should say. We've got our bus stop put in. So I think I got all of your comments. If I missed one, I'm sorry about that, but I think I am reacting to everything. And I try to do that, even though I don't always say it. I definitely take your guys' advice when it comes to many of these things. Now, what is this? Is that attached to something, or? Oh, that's right. It was going to go around. Yeah, now we can talk about reattaching this guy, right? Because we got this guy connected. Now, of course, there's legs like right there. I don't think I'm going to be able to get past there, am I? No. See, that's the building right there. I was hoping to be able to, like, yeah. Go this way. Oops. Ooh, that almost did it. Well, that's a heck of a thing, isn't it? Let's get let's get rid of all that for a second. Sorry to laugh at myself, but that's a heck of a road, isn't it? It's all right. Let's get rid of that. I'll get rid of a little bit of that so we can. All right. So, wait, at least it makes it over there. Now, what are we doing here? Small aggregate storage. Yeah, so it's nearly, even though I made that a gravel road, probably could have just been a dirt road. And then here's our transfer engines. So what's this one doing? Um, or okay, yeah, that was confusing me. So now, do we not have a conveyor that comes down from up top? Ooh. Save messed me up. All right, so let's get rid of this road, right? Because we need to. Kind of critical to the whole operation would be to actually get the coal ore, which I'm not sure that they ever call it that in English. Get the coal out of the hills. There we go. And let's switch over to conveyor and commit, right? And I guess we might as well commit to that, which is funny. But we get there, right? Good. Hey, Antonio. How are you doing? Let's see how the alcohol production is going. It was moving. I'm not sure when you got here. Oh, there it is. I see back. I must have missed your chat. Get to focusing. It's going. I mean, we got 13 workers. I do want to kind of limit it because I don't want to run out of crops and then end up running out of food. You know, I don't want to go too nutso unless we are ready to gear up our. I don't care if we run out for like a season, but I want to be aware of the fact that we now need more crops. But it seems slow, of course. It always is. 30 crops turns into, you know, that. As far as, you know, I guess the real thing is how are we doing? Like last month, it added 3,000 last month. Let's do this month. You know, well, this month just started, so yeah, I don't know. Are we better off with the food or the alcohol? The thing about the alcohol is it's more expensive, so we get more money for it. So it's less trips. It's sort of adding disproportionately to the value that we're getting on the truck, right? So that it's only 0.56, but that's a lot more money for that 0.56 than if we had carried the same amount of extra food. So, and that's therefore it's less expensive to per, or it's more worth it per ton, you know, to ship it like at that point because we're going to get more money for it. So pretty good, it seems like. Having a second conduction office, yes, we will ramp this guy up. One of the things that I found in my testing in the past, unless this has changed in some way that I'm not aware for some reason, and I haven't seen it, you're almost always better off with your construction office being near your supplies, right? Like, so if I build another construction office over here, which is where I would be like to do that, right? I probably would end up building it on this end of town, which is close to the supplies, with the idea that we would then push further forward this way. Like it'll be just that much more quicker. So I would build one out here somewhere. We would turn that into our road paving kind of crew that could then push us out towards the next town. But it's definitely better to have these supplies near to the construction office because these guys are constantly, even like sometimes teleporting back into here, and then they end up having to go all the way back down to get the supplies, right? Like, so it's by coming back to here each time, they're coming back to where the supplies are, and that's a lot more efficient. And again, I think the other side of this will be trying to, you know, hold off on the loan thing. Like once we start taking out a loan, we'll start really ramping it up to try to make it worth it. Like if that makes sense. Like in other words, once we take out a loan, then it's going to be worth. Well, do we spend more money and fully do this guy up? You know. Hold on a second again. I'll tell you what. Talk so much I can almost make myself lightheaded. Certainly means I'm not done being sick. There we go. We could get more done in the town here, which is much as anything else what we need to do, right? Yeah, do we need to build this? Yes. That's pretty critical. So we'll be able to get our power station. Yeah, we could do power station and these power lines. We could probably assign, right, this one. Yeah, I think that's, yeah, we'll have to build the switch right there, but I think we'll have everything but that switch. We'll have electricity into town, and there's our new heating plant. So we'll get that done. So let's go over here, and this guy can help with the roads. Any other roads that he would... Good, we got the one done up to the quarry. I guess we should get this one done, because that'll come in at some point. Might as well just get it done, right? And then we'll have to get the power over to here somehow. Yeah, there it is right there. Now, do we have a... Didn't attach that by a road for some reason. Will you go... Not sure why I hadn't attached that. And... yeah, we need to get that one done. We'll just have the one guy work on that one. Let me read some more. No, I don't think this is Pietro. I'm sorry, I'm going back. I kind of missed some of the chats, and I don't know why, but because I was in my own world. Well, the problem is, Pietro, if I don't have people in the town, then how do I run the power plant? Right? I mean, it eventually, and really even very shortly, we're going to have not enough people over here. Like, in other words, if you had to ask me, I would rather get rid of this town, which I won't do, but I would rather have my town here than that would, because I'd rather be near all of this industry. So in other words, like, how would I guess you're suggesting, but I don't know, could we even bus during the winter time from here to the power plant? Like, I don't think that would even, I don't know that would even work. So that's the main thing, would be to get expanded. Plus, to me, the whole thing is the town. So I think I'm reacting to the right thing, right? Yeah, there you go, Matthias. I'm sorry, I just read your comment. Yeah, I guess, Pietro, I can understand your point. We could certainly make sure that this is assigned and get it going, like, pretty darn quickly. You know, at the same time, I don't see it. It's sort of immediately afterwards I would be building the town anyhow. But I know what you're saying. It's, yeah, we'll see. I mean, right now we're actually holding off with our money pretty well for a few minutes anyhow. And I know we're not really going up because we're probably not building anything but these roads, but for a minute. But yeah, so yeah, my idea would be to do both, to get this town fired up. I would be doing that anyway. I just see that as the next. I don't really plan on ramping this up too much more, like, other than maybe to get some more crops to kind of max out like what we're doing here, or come closer to maxing it out, but more with the idea that this is our people producer at the moment, right? It's our university educated. It'll be where we gather some more people. We might put a few more houses in, but really this is just providing for this town to be the next big thing, right? Where we can produce all of this stuff. And I'm not sure, but that's part of the question too. Like, how much of that stuff do we do? We could try to bus people over here, see how well it goes, especially I think it would work okay during the summer. Let's see how we got right here. Remember our road there, we can only go 10 miles per hour across it. So these workers have spent 2 hours traveling and an hour driving over here. So, oh, you know what? Speaking of which, I need to make sure that these are... Let's turn off all these roads. Yeah, there we go. See, we're bringing people out to this, to that road construction. I really don't want that. But I don't want to... Well, I guess I could mess with the construction offices, right? I'm not going to worry about that one. Get a lot of those turned down to 0 anyway, so that stops happening. Okay, good. Look, we can get this. This will be a nice thing to get done. All right. Is that going to be... Yeah, good. We can get a mechanism on it. Get that guy signed. Because if we can get that, the technical services going, that'll be kind of a good thing. We're getting these done pretty quick here, aren't we? That's good. Get in here, get these things all built for us. Yeah, the problem, that is, Matthias, you bring up a good point. Like, if we don't have steady power here, then we can't export it because you can only ever export or import. So if we're not getting steady people to this, it's really going to be an issue, because if I turn off the importing, right, if we, like, I only have the choice here to import or export. So if I turn off the importing and then all of a sudden we don't have power because the buses get all messed up, that's a very good point. You know, I knew I didn't like it 100% for a reason. Like, really, once I turn this on to produce, I really need to have good, steady people to it if that's going to become our source of power. And if we're not going to export power, then it doesn't make any sense to do this anyway. I'd almost be better off doing the quarry, where the quarry really doesn't matter if we have steady people, right? Like, this power plant's really going to need steady people if we want to be able to export. Now, we could if we had another import kind of location, but, you know, I don't really have that unless we go all the way down here, which would be awful expensive in its own right to get that going. So, yeah, it's really... I think we need people to get this power plant running so that we can have nice, steady power, export some of it. You know, I think we do need to build the town. Maybe you guys agree or disagree. I don't know. I don't mean to be argumentative in particular. Yeah, well, I don't think I need... I mean, I know we have this, but part of this was, you know, we could talk about this maybe, but it's all kind of is the other... I thought that even, Matthias, after I got your comment about these conveyors, it's done now, right? Like it certainly could have done it with those mods, and I just, you know, I got into the origami that is the, you know, I get into that whole making it work kind of thing, and I don't want to change it now. It is all there. I mean, one of the few things I might change is this, but I'm not really sure. You know, I still kind of need more connections here in this direction. It's all sort of... I mean, do you have a specific place you think that I should do a road crossing that's... Like, at this point, everything's connected, and even though this road is a little bit odd, it is connected, you know? And nobody's ever going to be driving back here anyway. It's just more of a construction kind of fire company access. And by the way, I do have a fire company that we do need to probably get going too. It's another reason to have people in the town out this way, is to get this firehouse going as we start building that power plant and other things. Oh yeah, we definitely need a loan. And the question is, and we need a pretty big one, you know, for the town and for that power plant. So my question isn't whether we need, you know, a big loan, which we can pay off, right? The loans aren't really that expensive when you think about it. It's what we're talking. Let's go take a look at the loans. All right, so let's just say we were going to go for the 1 year loan, which again, I don't, you know, we took out $1 million, which I don't really need to do this for you guys to picture it. 2.3%. So that's $23,000 a year, which is really not that much when you think about it. It's just, I don't think you can go, $1 million isn't that much either, but that's going to get us, you know, the power plant, and it's going to probably get us the whole town built, or at least enough of it that we can start to get going. All right. And if you look at our money that we're making even now, even though we don't have much, like this, and that's a yearly interest, right? That's $23,000 per year. So if we were to take a look at, you know, last year we had 27,000 in exports. This year we've already got, it's only June, we've already got 60,000 in exports. So it's, you know, it's really not too bad when you think about that. And if you look too, without building anything right now, we're at like 30,000 here, 60,000 there. We're plus 30,000. This is negative because we bought some vehicles. But when you think about it, we're already enough to pay that loan interest off. Now we have to pay the loan back, but that's before we have a power plant, right? The real question comes into, is it worth to continue taking out more and more and more loans to build more and more of this stuff? And the problem I have with the stuff that I have here is that it's all for construction stuff, right? We got the quarry, we've got the bricks, we have the cement. Like none of this is particularly good exporting stuff, right? We're not going to export asphalt or, you know, prefab panels. Just, they're not worth that much. You know, to take out loans to build a prefab panels factory, you know, it's just sort of weak. In my opinion, as far as a financial decision goes. Increase the storage capacity of food over alcohol in the warehouse. Yeah, probably. I'm not sure how much that buys us, because it's still, well, now we have a problem that we're being too efficient. As a matter of fact, I think we need to let's just pause it real quick. Glad you mentioned that, Antonio, because we were about to export every bit of food we ever had. And I'm sort of afraid of that a little bit. How are we doing? We're probably empty over here, I would think. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, so we probably need to calm down on our exporting a little bit. It's good that we've, you know, I don't mind having those extra trucks. Let's just cut it down to one truck for the moment. Yeah, look at that, 2.8 tons of alcohol. Now, what I could also do is just have that guy export some alcohol, right? But I don't want to mess with it too much. But he's coming back, right? Yeah. So let's go park him. That our money has actually gone up, which wasn't exactly what I was expecting, but it's very good to see. Now we just had to cut it off, so it's definitely saying that we could probably use some more crops. The problem is we didn't really get the crops off the field that we already had, I don't think. Because we're kind of running out of space in our silos over there. Yeah, I got a couple. I'm getting actual spam. Does that mean you've made it in YouTube when you get people that are spamming your chat? You know? This time. There you go. So send him, I don't know how to say that name, has been deleted and he can't bother us anymore. um, yeah, we got rid of this time. Carol, I didn't even like block him the last time. It is something that you get a fair amount of this stuff when it comes to like you don't always see him because YouTube does like take it out, but they like hold it for moderation. You know, like there's comments that they think are spam or whatever else. They'll ask the YouTuber if that's okay. Sometimes once in a while your comments get held up for some reason too. Not too often, but so if you ever do make a comment and you can't see it, hopefully the YouTuber will know that. Another thing to mention about the comments, just so you guys know, doesn't matter when you leave your original comment. I will get a notice that says, like, you could go back to the old series, like, you know, the very first workers and resource video I ever made and leave a comment and it'll notify me of that. And a lot of times, you know, I'll respond. But if you respond again, I don't get a notice. So, like, if there's a conversation going on, just be aware of that I'm not notified that, not unless you do, like, at Revers Games or something, you know, where it's specifically calling me out kind of thing or you know, telling me to be notified. So just be aware of that I don't always get the comments. Let's come up here and get this power done for this switch, right? And that'll get us power to here once these two things are going. And then we got the coal power plant, the switch, the substation. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to try to... This guy's still doing some roads. We want to get... Yeah, I guess this guy... We did all the roads, so we might as well get this guy doing the roads too in town. Alright, now that this one's completed, let's... What is that? Oh, tennis playground. Yeah, well, we need that. Let's... Now that we got the roads completed, we can do the attachments. All right, at least enough that we can build them. Does it matter which houses we build first? Not really. I mean, I might as well talk about these just because we're... Right, that'll be a couple houses, the store, right? What else do we have? The hospital we don't need immediately. There's a small shopping center, the cinema, the playground. Their schools and whatnot are back here, right? Yeah, so this is our school and our kindergarten. So we need to get those. We need to get this road done before too long. Yeah. Um, yeah, I was definitely thinking about that as well. Why don't we put that, Matthias? I'll do that during, you know, I'm going to wrap this up not too long. I didn't want to go too much over 2 hours. My voice is already feeling it. A little bit of a sore throat from being sick. I just don't want to push it. Yesterday I was feeling like a little bit better. I went outside, and it's not very pleasant weather here. It's been kind of rainy and cool. Not cold, but next thing you know, I was in bed again. You know? So I don't want to push things too much. But yeah, once we start taking out the loan, which we're going to need to do, then I'll definitely consider ramping this up better, right? Like you know, because I'm just really happy that we're still floating at 100,000 right there. You know, like it's kind of surprising me when it comes to our money holding up. Very nice, very, you know, happily surprised. Yeah, so we'll get the power plant going. You know, maybe I'll build that, you know, darn near by the next episode. Well, I don't know about that. We still got to get in here and get all these houses going. Let's commit to all of that stuff. All right, and then we need to assign, yeah, probably both of them. Let's just get all right, that's all I can really do, but that'll be good. Get those going. This guy's really just doing that. Now, I could talk about, I think one thing that would possibly speed things up, and we're probably doing okay. I'm not seeing any messages for like stopped production. Is why don't we take at least one of the dump trucks out of here? All right, let's go see. Yeah, see, that's exactly where I didn't want. Let's go get another one. All right, so yeah, he's heading back. He doesn't have anything on him. So let's send him into there, and that leaves us an extra spot, and we'll go get ourselves another Skid 706 RTO Lux. This one. All right, so now we'll have two buses, because I think we probably have enough people. Look, we're up to 566, and I think that'll help, you know, just get the production or this construction's going that much quicker. Right, not a bad idea, huh? Can't hurt. Took us down below 100,000. Yeah, the good news, the thing I like about where we're at is if we did stop construction, it might take us forever and a year. But we could, in theory, you know, sit here making money and doing it without loans. But even if I were to do that, it's going to slow the series down an awful lot. You know, you'd have a huge jumps in years, and that does hurt you in another way because prices keep going up, and you know, like you are better off trying to storm ahead to get to the place where you can start making all your own stuff before the prices become higher and higher. Because if you're not making your stuff, then you have to pay for it all at the higher costs. Oh yeah, we got another. I don't know why I'm getting attacked today. We don't normally see this. I mean, you guys see it as much as I do. We're going to report this one. There we go. Oh, so that deleted. That's nice too. I don't have to click two buttons to get rid of that guy. I just report him, and then all of a sudden he's gone and blocked from the channel in one shot. Hope I don't accidentally click on Matthias' quote. Anyway, there we go. I guess that's why, you know, people have moderators, right? Your hospital. All right, there we go. So, like I said, I think I'm going to wrap it up fairly soon. Do you guys have any other comments or thoughts? That's the main reason I did this, because I know a lot of you had some nice comments, and I wanted everybody to get some feedback and, you know, sort of discuss what we're doing. And even though I can't do what everybody wants, and there's no wrong answers here, right? It's not, when it comes to whether we do the power plant a certain way or the quarry second or the quarry with the modded conveyors, it's, you know, just have fun, play the game. That's what I want to do the most. Yeah, so an extra silo. Why don't we say, like, I'm just reading Matthias' quote again. Yeah, we could definitely, how would we do that? We might as well plan it. We still got a few minutes before we hit the 2-hour mark, and not that I turn into a pumpkin at that point, but I would sort of want it to be I think I got a. Let's see what we have as far as modded grain storage. Like we could get like something that's super duper big. There's 10,000. Well, I don't really want to block off where we might put the railroad, but I'm surprised this. Well, I guess it does have those connector. Oh, it does have a railroad connection. Okay. Well, let's see. Do we have something that's a little bit more? 800. What is that? Why is that the warehouse? 901. Sometimes the mods show up in odd ways. Yeah, so the only one that have this big, huge thing. I don't know that I really want the big, massive thing, though. It does sort of fit pretty well right there, doesn't it? And if I ever did have a train coming in and out, that really wouldn't be the worst thing. Yeah, need flat terrain. Well, we can take care of that. Let's just look at what we're dealing with. Okay, back over this end. Yeah, let's. Oops. Okay. All right. Well, we're not going to have a backhoe or a thing for a little while since we're building so much over there. But yeah, I could definitely say, and like I said, we'll do that in one of the episodes. Maybe we'll talk about that, or I can also go look for more quarries silos. I think at one point Dennis had made a suggestion towards a certain silo. I haven't downloaded it, but something that's a little bit more reasonable. Not that that's unreasonable. I mean, certainly could have a big silo in life, but I don't know that I need one that holds 10,000 necessarily. And then we could talk about expanding this, because it would make sense to keep this. This is our only real source of money right now, and it's not a bad one, right? It's sort of keeping us afloat until we start doing all this big construction. You know, it's the little industry we have is working out pretty well. Yeah, it did fit there pretty well, didn't it? So we might go with the huge silo. Like I said, if you guys have another thought on it, be welcome to listen to it. Let's slow down speed a little bit. Hey, look at that. We're almost getting more. Yeah, the problem is, do we have food? This is our issue. Yeah, we still have a few crops, and it's July, which isn't too bad because we should be getting more in. Now, the problem is, as we get more people and more production, it's just going to be more and more, right? Yeah, I think maybe we put another one of these trucks back on the job, right? Because we're quickly building back up again. Then we'll be into winter time. So let's just see if 2 is the magic. We'll let that guy go again, see if that's... So we have 3 total trucks that we could put on that. Well, let's see if 2 is the better number for now. All right, well, there we go. And like I said, the thing, just to recap, I don't know what I'm going to do as far as the next episode goes. Obviously, one of the reasons to sit there and think about it, but definitely trying to get this town and this going. We could talk about designing out this way. Another construction office over here probably wouldn't be the worst idea I ever heard of. All right, let's see. How does our geography look? Yeah, I don't know how much we would try to avoid the hills and getting a road all the way over there. All right, but I certainly could see this. I didn't really mean to do it that way. Yeah, it's going to have that look to it. All right, and then we put another construction office That's right. I have to go to the mod. Now, I don't think we necessarily need a big, huge one because those are sort of expensive. All right, this one only holds 10. Why would I do this over the regular? I mean, this thing's like a fraction of the cost. Yeah, let's just do this because it's really going to be more. You know, we already have one right here, or wherever it is, there, which can help with all this construction. So this guy can help be like more of a road. Like, I don't think we need 220s over here. Now I'll go a little bit further away so we don't end up. Is there any place I'd be level over here? Oh, there we go. Let's just have it not. Now, will you still attach when the time comes? Yes. I didn't want to be too close to this guy because we might bring bitumen over here somehow someday, and I just didn't want to be right up against it. There we go. So we will have another construction office over here that we can help build more roads and get out over into that way. And sometimes just having it there so we could put the bulldozer and the excavator in there and not have them be constantly busy is a good thing too. Right? It was nice when we weren't using this guy for anything else because then we could sit there and design and build and let time roll forward at the same time. And yeah, we're just waiting on delivery of stone every place. Now this is, yeah, why don't we redo this a bit? Maybe I didn't do it because I think that makes sense to square that up. I think this is the line of where we don't want to go across, right? So in other words, like this is the pollution line as well. Yeah, people are really going to be coming in demand too. Like I think we're going to get to a point where this town's kind of filled up and we're going to have plenty of people, but then as soon as we go to start this town up, it's just going to suck any extra people because what do we say? We want 12 or 1400 people eventually living over here to be able to do all of the, the different industries that we have here. So yeah, people are definitely part of it. It's one of the benefits, if there is a benefit to doing everything with the construction offices, is that the people aren't always your biggest issue, right? Because it's taken you so long to build these things that it's just not, like you do tend to be able to build up your population a bit. Might as well get working on the heat plant too, or do we just want to, I'm going to calm down for now because let's just focus our efforts where we need to focus them. Yeah, gravel and asphalt. Since you're doing, look at all that. Yeah, we're. I was going to have him help with the coal power plant there, but he's got enough little roads and whatnot to do. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. So there we go. We got it. We're in good shape. I think we made some nice progress. I appreciate all of your guys' feedback and input today. It's really does make this whole thing worth doing the YouTube stuff versus just playing, When you guys help me contribute, your help by contributing to the different thoughts on how we're going to do it. And really, when you think about how many things do I miss that you guys point out during the episode, it's definitely helpful. And even if I don't acknowledge all of your comments, during the actual game, sometimes they come, I'm a few days ahead in a sense, but at the same time, a lot of times it is helping. I go back, oops, yeah, I missed that one, that type thing. So we'll see. Hey, Radomir, welcome. How are you doing today? I'm about to quit on you. And then, yeah, well, let's see. I'm going to keep building until we feel like we have to take out a loan. Like, I mean, if we can get the whole power plant done, the problem with that is that the 300,000, I'm sorry, 300 tons of steel is going to be a killer, like, and even though there's not that many mechanisms, that's still a lot of money. Those things aren't cheap. Whether it's or components, whether mechanical or electrical components, I mean, that's going to be a small fortune, and 600 coal, So I think I am going to end up taking out a loan just for the sake of moving things along, if nothing else. And like I said, I think if we don't go over $1 million, I don't think we're going to have any real problem paying it back in the long run. I think it's when you start getting into millions of dollars in debt and you don't really have an export plan, like, because I think as soon as we get this guy fired up and if we can start exporting some power, that's going to be a big plus, because there's no vehicles. It's kind of one of those almost cheaty ways. Like if you really think about it, we could have just built a power plant here, imported the coal and sold the power and had a nice steady source of income. Like it's almost one of those OP kind of things. It's not. I mean, it's legitimate, but it's certainly not the most challenging way of making money. Let's put it that way. So we'll see. But for now, look, we really are holding our own money out. Well, while we're only paving roads, right? We haven't really built anything for all of my talk. Well, no, we did. We built this. The whole 2 hours, I think we built that, right? And for a fair amount of it, we were on the faster speed. So, but there you go, guys. It's over 2 hours. I'm glad that I made it through. My voice is definitely my throat's getting a little bit sore and tired. So I'm going to call it quits, now. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Hopefully this will work out. Everything kind of came together. I really don't. I know some people don't like the live streams as much as just the regular episodes. So I definitely, but this sort of all worked out kind of perfect. The thing that worked out for me is that because I was sick, I was not ahead of episodes, so I could fit this guy in. I also had another thing that's going to come out tomorrow that's not this, that it's already pre-recorded from like close to a month ago. So like that's the other side of it, is if I was just doing the regular series every day and then I would have to stop this and then like go make another episode for tomorrow morning. Well, now I don't have to worry about that. I can make one for Tuesday, if that makes sense. That gives me a little bit more time to get it done and processed and uploaded and all that stuff. So without spending my entire day playing the game, which isn't always completely reasonable for me. Antonio, thank you for all your suggestions. And Pietro, yeah, we will be keeping a close eye on our loan and whatnot. I mean, I don't know how much, I think it's circumstantial as to how much we could pay off. $2 million, again, that's $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year in interest. I think it depends on, as long as your plan is to be able to export stuff with the money you're borrowing. Like, in other words, I don't know if it's worth building all of the construction stuff here with loans too much versus, just saving your money up and then building these things. But at the same time, like, all of these people are growing and it's costing you money just to exist. So, the faster we can be building and not paying for all the stuff that we build, the better off we are too. So we'll see. We'll balance it out. We'll balance. I don't want to go too hard on the loans. And so hopefully we'll be able to stay under $1 million. Certainly under 2 is a good idea, I think. Have a good day, Mike. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys. Like I said, the next episode for the Workers and Resources will be on Tuesday. And so I hope you guys have enjoyed the live stream, and I hope you guys have a wonderful new year. Hopefully it's a little bit less chaotic for most of us than the last year has been with the COVID and all that craziness. Hopefully that stuff starts dying down at some point here. Got to get back to normal life at some point, right? At least I hope we do. So I'm going to sign off. I hope you guys, again, have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.